coin.
We are live, well not live, but we are recording. Hey there, YouTube coin community. So, figured out the issue that I've been having as to why everything has been laggy and junky when we've been out here. We had problems with hotel internet, and so that was an issue, but I just found the main issue. Apparently on the PC, the laptop that I brought along, which I brought one of my lower end ones because I didn't want to get damaged on the flight. That's one I don't care about. But apparently when I use AMCAP, which is the software that I use for my scope, at the same time as OBS and YouTube, it causes everything to freeze up. So I cannot use AMCAP and OBS at the same time, which OBS is the software to talk to you live. We're just going to record that. Now, do stay tuned because later on today, I am going to do a live interview with Tim Rathjen, and we are going to talk about the Looksy app that he created, which is just a wonderful app. If you watch any of my videos for the past month, you will hear me talking about the Looksy app at the end of just about every one of the videos. So, I'm Dustin Morgan with CoinUp.
Robert Lawson, CoinUp.
Yeah, and here we go. So these are some of our cherry picks. I'm going to hand some of Robert's over to him. And there's yours. I'll put some of mine in. So now, I'm calling these all cherry picks. Not all of them are cherry picks. There's a few that are actual cherry picks that were varieties that the dealers didn't realize that they had. But believe it or not, out here at this show, the dealers out here, the stamp collectible community is thriving and well out here. So these dealers were more focused on, in my opinion, on stamps. So they didn't do much with error and variety coins, and a lot of them had error and variety coins attributed, sitting in their cases for ridiculously low prices, just because in their area, that's not really something that the people collect. Keep in mind, we're in a niche market. These error and variety coins is pretty niche. If you're in a major city or a big area where there's lots of people into that, you'll have dealers that tailor to that. But when you're in a community that doesn't really focus on error and varieties, sometimes you can get some really amazing deals. And fortunately for us, most of these dealers come from a much older generation that does not like to sell online. So we got some really killer deals. We're going to show you some under the scope. I've already got one. This was sitting in a video before. This is a 1934 Washington quarter. This is lower grade. This is a silver Washington quarter. It's a little bit lower grade, 1934, but this is the very popular double die for this year. This is the 1934 double die Averse. And when you're taking a look at this one, doubling is the strongest on In God We Trust. That is your main pickup point. You want to look directly at that. I mean, even this coin is very low grade, and you can clear as day see the line separation, especially on the T, the R, the U, the S, all over Trust, all over God. Let's zoom in just a little bit, because you don't really need to zoom in much to see this thing. And this is a great one because with just minor magnification, you can clearly see this double die when you are searching. This is a great one while you are stockpiling your 90% silver. Turn it over, well, not necessarily turn it over unless you're looking at the reverse, but to take a good look at the motto, In God We Trust.
This is the one, by the way, in Cherry Pickers. It's FS251934-101.
We don't have that pulled up in front of us at all. He just spit that out from the top of his head, just so you guys know. But I'll show you more of the coin. You can now on this one, you're probably not going to see it, but on a higher grade example, you can find minor doubling on other areas of the coin. But on this one, this is very low grade, and it's pretty well worn. You can see it there on the E a little bit, but it's pretty well worn. So your minor spots, it's not going to show as readily as it does on In God We Trust. Get it back in there. There you go. Alright, let me zoom this back out. We'll move on to another coin. We'll try to keep this flowing because we did find quite a bit of stuff. Let's take a look at one of Robert's. I'll have Robert tell you about it. I'll put it under the scope.
You do that one.
Ooh.
It's a strike that. It's a 1880s Morgan dollar. This is the VAM 11. As well, it's supposed to be the 1880 over 79. And what they did was they abraded the 9 that was showing, and it's easy to see under the scope with the 0 in the date. You can see the heavy abrasion on it. So
you're looking right here. I'm going to zoom in on it, but you see the last 0, well, the only 0 in the date. But right here inside of it, this discoloration, that's the abrading that he's talking about. If they didn't polish that off, there would be a 9 placed right there that they had to polish off and abrade off. You know, that's the remnants of it. And I'm going to zoom in on that so that you can see it.
Right, yeah, and like I say, if you look this up, this one is also, I believe, in the Cherry Picker's Guide. If not, it's in the VAM book. And like I say, it's VAM 11, and they describe it as a 1880 over 1879. It's kind of hard to capture this one. I know I have a difficult time whenever I try and capture them to sell them on.
This is like trying to capture a die clash. The thing with when you're using a USB scope, the lighting is straight on, and when you're trying to image something with lighting straight on, it can make it very difficult for things such as die clashes, these abrading. Now I've got it where you can see the abrading that he's talking about. This discolored area, if you had this in hand, it's not discolored. You can clearly see the abrasion.
Right. This was a nice example. I picked up 2 of them at the same table at the show, and I got them at a very reasonable price. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And
this is an extremely fine example. I'll have to image it and show everybody then in the groups and stuff. But this is a very beautiful Morgan dollar. It's all original. Not too many marks on it or anything.
They call it an XF. I tend to disagree with that.
I would say
it's
more
a little bit
AU.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit higher. And I
probably
agree.
An XF
probably
48 to AU 50.
Yeah, I would say it's more of an AU. So
I'm going to throw another one of mine under here. Now this is a common little one. I wish I actually grabbed another one just to show. You know what? Is Tim over there?
No.
Are there any 1945 Mercury dimes back there?
Yes.
Back anywhere over there that I could borrow? 1945 Mercury dime. I'm going to let Robert talk to you for a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to just see if I can't find a comparable for you.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it. I'm going to sneak over and I'm going to steal the show. I took and picked up several of these. I'm not certain if we'll be able to get it. I'll make Dustin take and finish this off. But I picked up 7 1935 S over S. Let's see, the RPM 2. So if you're looking in the Cherry Picker's Guide, that would be FS 01 1938S- I believe it's 502. And again, I believe it. Would you take and do me a favor and
1 minute.
Okay, as I say, when you get a chance, blow that up and show them the variety.
Sure.
Thank you.
Which one we got here? This is 1938 S over S over S. This is a triple punched mint mark. These ones carry some nice value too.
Yes. And the ones I got, they're all uncirculated, various grades of uncirculation. I'm not even going to attempt to grade them, but I'd say they average out at a mint state 63. I was very happy the person had them attributed correctly, and that's okay. It's just the price is what drove me. I was able to buy all of them at one price, and I'm not going to involve all that, but it was sufficient to where I know that the pricing is a lot cheaper than what I could have ever attempted. Well, almost the same price as it would have cost me for just a BU example of the same coin. So if that gives you an idea.
There you go. You can clearly see the end of the trumpet tail here. It's repunching up in here where the other spots are.
Well, that is the main primary, and that is, you know, what you're looking at there is actually a little bit better of the variety. I mean, this is a nicer example. I would say that well,
that's a nice, brilliant uncirculated. It's a nice cherry red.
Yes.
Beautiful coin.
So there you go. You can take and show them that, and
well, they're not gonna be able to see it on this camera too well. This isn't the right camera for that.
Right.
If I had the other one set up, it'd be perfect.
Okay, your turn.
So I found, and I only got it for on this. There's a $4 price tag, but I only paid $1, or no, not $1.75. I paid $2 for it. It's 50% off. But this is a 1945 Micro S Mercury dime. Now the Micro S variety, there's the large S and the Micro S for 1945. And the micro S's, they do carry a small premium, not anything too extreme. Nice higher grade examples, though some of them can sell pretty nice. But anytime I see these, if they're selling at regular price, and I always buy them because I know I can make money on them, but this is the micro S, which we've already got this zoomed in, so we'll show you a comparison between the S's. If I can locate it, this zoomed in. Where am I at on this coin? I might have to back it out and just re-zoom in.
That's states.
That's states. Oh, let me just back this out. This is even too complicated like that. It would probably help if I turn the coin the correct direction. Okay, there's its little tiny mint mark. Now, let me make sure I can zoom in well. There's its little tiny S mint mark. This is what the S mint mark should look like. Now, this is a much higher graded example, but let's get back in. You see how much larger that is? I'll zoom in. A much bigger mint mark. Now we'll zoom in because now I know where my mint marks are. And let me get this focused for you. Now, this is a standard 1940s mint mark. So that's a nice bigger mint mark, and then we're going to compare it to the micro S, which is real tiny. It's just a tiny little mint mark. So if you're into mint mark varieties, well, there you go. And that's a really cool one because you don't need extreme magnification to see it. It's not like a minor double die or a minor RPM that you really need some magnification to be able to see it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to let Robert start showing you another one. I'm going to bring this coin because this is a very beautiful Gem VU full split bands that I probably shouldn't be playing with.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, we're going to change gears and go to an error. This is the 1955S. I know you can't see it, I apologize for that. But this is the 45S with the retained cud. Now there's a little story that goes along with it. This cud in time did actually fall off of the 1955S. The people that know about it know the story, and once it fell off, it left a huge cud in the, or on the coin. Here, Dustin, you have to pull that
I got you.
back.
I got you. You're showing the retained cud. This is a good one.
This in here is probably, I don't know, there wasn't too many more strikes because the cud started occurring before a big chunk of the die itself actually fell off. And when it did, the good part, or the neat part about the story is the part of the reverse die had actually broke off, and one of the strikes hit the obverse of the die. And if you get that example, it looks like the Lincoln is wearing, what do they call it again? The little
yarmulke?
Yeah, a yarmulke. It looks like Lincoln has a yarmulke on, and the reverse then becomes a full-fledged cud. You should be able to look it up in the cud book. Now, I do not have that number. I don't have my cuds. I'm not as much into cuds as I am into varieties.
So there's too much glare from that. I had to pop it out.
Yeah, and that still has got a lot of glare, but that's the retained cud there. Actually, all of that, the die
right here.
Yep. All the way to the rim is actually, that's the die failing. And you can see where part of it is already chipped away.
This is a big chunk that it's chipped out.
Right.
And this is where, when this finally fully breaks out, which there are examples that have this fully broken out that he was just explaining, this will be a nice big fat cut area.
Yes. With Lincoln having
a yarmulke.
Right, having a yarmulke.
So in case you didn't know,
be looking for that, because that's a pretty, the value of that is very, you can make a handsome little profit off of that if you find one.
Indirect design transfer on the reverse too.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you one of my finds that I paid for this. This coin is properly attributed, but there's a couple things with it. One, this is an 1897 misplaced date, Indian head cent. This is graded by PCGS, and it's graded BG10. Now, this is the misplaced date. I gotta reset AMCAP. Give me 1 second, let me reset AMCAP here.
Hope it don't mess everything else up.
No, it won't. Not doing it like this.
Good.
Okay. So I just had to reset AMCAP, sorry about that. So this is the misplaced date, PCGS graded. Now this one is known as Snow 1 or FS 401. Now two things with this is PCGS on this holder, which I'll show you the holder on this scope, has it listed as misplaced date FS 302 Snow 1. Even if you go and type in the cert and pull it up, they even have it listed as the cert that it should be 401 Snow 1. So this is in the certification is improperly labeled, which is hilarious. But this is the one where you have the digit of the date, digit of the 1 sticking out of Lady Liberty's neck, which I'll show you under the scope. It's a really wild variety. It's one that you can see with very minimal magnification on nicer examples. And even though that this one's a low-grade example, we're going to have a lot of glare because of its holder. Let me back this up. Hold on. Let me just locate.
Okay.
And then, okay. And the coin's rotated in the holder. This is an older PCGS holder. And, there we go. I'll zoom in on it. But if you're looking right where I've got the cursor at, right here, this thing sticking out of the neck, that is the 1. I'll zoom in on it for you as best I can. And keep in mind, it is in a holder, so these can be very difficult to image through a holder with a scope.
Beautiful, right there.
Yep. There we go.
Good. Nice.
Right here in the center of the neck, this spot sticking out. This is the top of the digit of a 1. There's a 1 that's pretty much right here. Oh, this would be part of the date. So this is a misplaced date. And this is a very popular variety. Now, I paid $30 for this. PCGS puts a value on this on their price guide of around $110.
Yep.
Currently, a VG10 example in the Variety and Errors group selling for $75, and it's a details grade. This isn't. So, in my opinion, this is something that I can more than double up on. I collect Indian head cents, so chances are I'm just going to keep it. But if I wanted to sell it, this would be an easy one to more than double up on. So always look for that kind of stuff. It pays to know the value of some of the coins that you like when you're out and about searching. So those I've done, you've done that. Let's show
Which?
Let's show your Ike.
Okay, if you want, yeah. Start with, this here's a 1971 Eisenhower 40% silver. That you can find these in the blue packs. This is the S over S. It's the Thieves Stanton 1, I think it's S1-1971S-501. So it's the RPM, I believe it's the RPM 1. Now this in here is a minor RPM, but it is quite scarce. And there's a marker between the number 1, the first 1 in the digit, and the T of trust. If you look, just make parallel lines to come together. Dustin will show you in a moment. You see what looks like an equal sign, and this is a good marker, but then you will see a minor S over S RPM 1 in it. Now, I'm going to show you the die marker that he was just talking about. Sorry, I didn't mean to just cut you off. Let me get zoomed in here properly. Now I'm going to start off by showing you the die marker that he's talking about. Hopefully.
What it is it's
right there. Yeah, there you go. Ooh.
That's very tough to see.
Yes.
I'm going to point it out to you, but it is very difficult to see on this. In hand, you can see this. It pops out at you just like a die clash. There's a line up here, and there's a line right here, and it'll look like an equal sign. And it's a little die marker. I don't think I can get it to pick up on this too well. You do when you're right. You got part of it. Keep going a little bit right there. There it is, right there. Now, point it out right there. I've got the tip of the pointer pointing at it, but there's the line, there's the line. That's the equal sign in between the 1 and the T. Right in here. So that's one of the pickup points that you're looking for. That's a die marker that all of these have. And now I'm going to zoom in on its mint mark for you. Let me get the cursor out of the way. If I can click on the cursor. It's not letting me click on my cursor. Come on, man.
We are just having a wonderful time.
Gotta love it.
Hey, today, Dustin spilled coffee first thing this morning.
6 o'clock in the morning at a hotel that I'm at. You know, they got their continental breakfast and all that good stuff. Well, I'm down there getting my coffee, and before I can even sip it, I drop it all over the counter.
Just trying to give you an idea of our day we've had already. But it's getting better. There you go.
You want me to zoom in more?
You probably could, because you're looking up here, and actually there's some down here, but you may not see the southern part, but the northwest you can see it. But it is a difficult one to see. It's a minor RPM, but the variety collectors out there who, right now, Eisenhower seems to be getting pretty a hot topic. The people that are collecting the Eisenhower dollars are looking now for the varieties. And
it should be. There's a lot. It's kind of an untapped. As Ken Peavy had said in admin chat one day, Eisenhower dollars is kind of an untapped market for heirloom varieties. Well, mainly varieties. There's a lot of good varieties already known in here, but you look, you can see on the back side of the S.
That's it. Now you can't see it on here, but right to the south here,
right in here.
Yeah, down here under the bottom, there's a you'd see it in
there.
Yeah. The S does show a little better. Mark Chandler, if you're watching, I found you one if you want to pick it up from me. We'll talk about that later. But I got a couple of them, so nice little find, and it's fun. I want Dustin to take him before we end this segment. I want him to go on at this.
This is one of my cherry picks. What I did is I was buying some coins, and if it's like a weird number, like, okay, my total was $35. I gave the guy 40 in cash. He wants to hand me back a 5. I don't want the money. I'd rather have a coin. So I told him, hold on, let me find something else. So I was quickly looking through, and I found this 1919 S Mercury dime, and it is an ugly coin. It is very weird toning on the front. It's just dirty, ugly coin.
I didn't want to call it ugly for you.
It's an ugly coin. There's no beating around the bush about it. It's an ugly coin. But what caught my attention was the S mint mark, and there were two things that caught my attention. One, I'm fairly certain that this is a repunched mint mark, and there are no known repunched mint marks for 1919 S with Mercury dimes. And then two, the mint mark style of this one was the mint mark style that was used on 1917 and 1918. 1919, it's a totally different mint mark that on the bottom has a round bulb instead of a trumpet tail. This is the trumpet tail from this 1917s and 1918s. So I'm going to be sending this off to a few other experts just to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong on my assumptions here. Me and Robert were both staring at this coin last night, but I'm going to put it under the scope and show you what I'm talking about with this. First of all, let me locate my pickup points.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we looked it up, and we was using Variety Vista, which I assume Dustin will have a link to it, but we was looking it up, and I wanted to see it a couple of times because I told him, I said, it's my opinion that this is a variety that it is, as he suggests, the trumpet tail. Now, the RPM, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not convinced, but yeah, it could be a hit.
See, when I see something, when it's a low-grade coin, and if there's no known variety or RPM for it, and it looks like it is, a lot of times it's just some damage. There's a hit like right on the tip of the tail, and it'll give it the look of a split serif. I still want them out coin searching or cherry picking. I put them aside, and then later on I go blow them up and take a real close look at them. So this is the first time I get to see this one under the scope, actually.
Right, yeah, me too.
Which I'm going to pull up for our end, the bigger picture.
See, I sort of kind of lost the RPM appearance.
I don't see the RPM now.
But it does give me more of the trumpet tail, and it's, unless that's some, wow.
So here's what I was seeing with a loop. I saw behind it what looked like right here, some repunching, but looking at it under the scope, that to me looks more like just some deterioration. It's just old, worn, but it clearly, in my opinion, has a trumpet tail. This should be round and bulbous, not a trumpet. So, I don't know. I'm going to send this off. I'll have a couple other people look at it. I don't know. It could also just be heavily damaged.
Right.
So, it's up in the air. I'm not going to get excited. I'm not going to anything yet. It could just be damaged. There's a lot that could go into it, but it could be. Maybe there's a transitional error that was unknown until now. I don't know. We'll find out, though, and I will keep you informed on that. But yeah, oh, jeez, I just dropped it. Well, that's if I don't lose it by dropping it on Tim's floor. And Tim has more coins than I've probably ever touched in my life in this building, so if this were to fall on the floor and get lost, I probably would never find it again. But let me show you the date real fast just so you can see it's a 1919. And I'll turn it back over and show you that mint mark. Let me pull this out some. Now we'll take a look at one more coin, and then I'm probably going to end this so that we can get this video up. There's the 1919. Let me flip her over. And there's the S mint mark with the trumpet tail. And just to show you how ugly this coin is, look at the discoloration all over this puppy. She's not a pretty winged liberty.
She's been playing in the fields.
Yes, she has, and she has not decided to take a bath.
Amen.
I don't. You want to show one more? Or you want
no,
to show one
not
more?
really. You go ahead and show yours.
Right.
These are mine.
I'm going to show you something cool that I found. This is an error. It's not a variety.
Yeah, don't keep it in.
No, man. I'm going to put it in a coin op holder.
Oh, okay, but still oh,
I can't show
I'm sorry.
a clip.
I'm sorry. I thought it was this one you were showing.
No. This is
Okay.
a 1924S Lincoln cent. The obverse, I would put the details at about a fine to a low VF. The reverse, I would put it at about a good 4. The reverse is crap. The obverse, though, is beautiful. But this features, right up here at the top, a nice small curved clip. And it also is not really a woody, but it's got some cool little natural toning to it. Let me back out entirely so that I can show you the clip. Show you the Blakesley effect and all that fun stuff. But so it's a lower grade coin, but as you can see, it's a 1924S Lincoln cent. I love it when I come across early Lincolns with clips, because one of the things I want to do is I want to try to put together an entire Whitman folder set of all Lincolns for every year that have a clip. Now I do know like the 1909 SVDB, 1909S, the 1914D, and 1931S. Finding those with clips, it's probably going to be very expensive and difficult, but time will tell on that. But anyhow, there's the 24S, and if you take a look right up here at the top, you can see its curved clip. And when you are looking at a clip, you see it, the reverse or obverse is going to show it the best. Show it pretty well there.
That shows both.
It does show them both, but I'm trying to see which one, because the reverse is so warm.
Right.
I'll show it. Anyhow, when a clip occurs, especially a curved clip, when a clip occurs, and I'll get the cursor over here, there's going to be loss. And one of the things that you're looking for, if somebody had just taken some snips or ground it off, you'd be able to notice that. When it's a curved clip, it's going to have a lot of design loss leading into the clip as well. It's kind of hard for me to show you on this one. I've got better clips at home I could show it on. So at some point I'll go live and I'll show you on a better clip. But anytime that you're looking at a clip planchet, you want to take a look at how the clip looks. If it was done with snips or cut, you can see if you're looking at the rim itself, you'll be able to notice cutting lines. And there's just various things that after you've been doing this for a while, you can easily pick up on. You know what? Let me show one more. I'll show that guy. All right.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm going to show one. This one I'm actually going to be sending to Mudswat. I talked to him yesterday. Mudswat, I'm sending you this puppy. This is a 1945 Jefferson nickel double die reverse. This is the popular one for Jefferson nickels. And I just threw Mudswat's coin on the floor. But this one is going to Mudswat. This is a beautiful double die reverse. This is a very strong double die. I'll zoom in on it. On this one, doubling is the strongest on Monticello and 5 cents. Those are your main pickup points. You can find minor doubling down on United States of America and various other places, especially on the right side of the building. You can find it too, the Monticello building. But primarily, your main pickup point is going to be Monticello and 5 cents. More importantly, the tail end of Monticello, especially the 0. It's very obvious in the 0. So I'm going to zoom in on it.
And this is a cherry pickers variety.
Yep, this is in cherry pickers. This is a cherry pickers variety. This is a very popular Jefferson nickel double die. Now, if you can see right there on that, the O in Monticello, you can clearly see the doubling right there.
5 cents.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful doubling all the way around.
I'm gonna come back up to Monticello.
Yeah, it shows the best.
But this is just a really strong, beautiful double die, and this is one of the more popular ones for the Jefferson Nickel series. These do carry nice value.
There goes the AMCAP.
And there went AMCAP. Well, it looks like we're done. But no, the 1945 double die Jefferson nickel. This is a silver wartime nickel, and this does carry a nice premium. So while you are searching your Jefferson nickels, make sure you turn them over and take a look at these. Yeah, I'll show that. Make sure you turn them over, take a look at the reverse. I know a few viewers have sent me images of some of these that they have found, and I did have one in a past video a few months ago from a viewer that found one that was absolutely beautiful. I believe it was Paul who found that. Anyhow, this was a novelty coin that I could not leave without buying. This is a 1943 Lincoln cent. It's a steal. Somebody plated it with copper, but the dealer, oh, I was dying in laughter when I saw this. I had to pull Robert over. I even pulled the security guard over and had her laughing at it. This just cracked me up. When you're in the error and variety world, I know for me, at least once to twice a week, I get images from somebody who thinks they found a 1943 copper Lincoln cent. Chances are it's fake. It's one of the most faked coins out there. A lot of times they just take a steel one and they plate it. Easiest way to tell, take a magnet. If it sticks to a magnet, it's not a copper Lincoln. This is a plated one. The dealer has this listed as 1943 copper, and it has save in big letters on it, and it has price $44,995. My price on sale for $5. That's a huge discount. That's a discount of $44,990, so I had to buy it. No, I knew it was a novelty, and I bought it as the novelty. And the dealer's sense of humor with labeling it like that just cracked me up, because there are so many people that will take something like this and try to sell it as something that's legit. And that dealer, not only did he know what it was, but he decided to have fun with it. And I don't think he ever expected to sell it. But when I was sitting there laughing over it, I had to have it. So I ended up going back to the table 3 different times before I bought it, just to laugh at it, take pictures.
Had a great time at the show for the 2 days, picking stuff. I mean, me and Dustin, we got to meet some wonderful people, as you see in our earlier videos. Made some new friends.
Yeah, we made friends with Brian. Brian was awesome. Brian, if you're watching this, man, dude, it was really cool hanging out with you. I can't wait for the next time.
I gotta say something though, Brian, he knows this. People, I am 3,000 miles away from home, and I meet up with Brian, and the first thing, we're basically neighbors. He was born literally like 2 towns away from where I was born. So talk about, well, I don't believe in coincidences. So it was just awesome to meet him, and we had a wonderful time. Brian was a wonderful guy to talk with. We really had a great fun time. So you know what, go out to the coin shows, people. You can really find some good friends out there.
And we got to meet, I put him on camera as well, a young man named Dylan. Now Dylan is a coin searcher just like the rest of it. He likes to do his roll hunting and everything, and like I said, in this area there's not a huge error and variety market, so I don't think this kid had ever had anybody to show his coins to before. And the very first thing that he showed me was the 1983 Clash die that I showed on camera. And hey, that kid has a really good eye. He's a big, tall, stocky young man, but he definitely has a great eye for what he's looking for.
Yeah, and thank you, Brian, for letting me borrow your book, because I was able to show Dylan a book on searching varieties and errors, and I made a few suggestions. I'm certain he's going to get into it. He's very, very excited about the hobby.
He's already into it. He had a bunch of stuff pulled aside.
He's very knowledgeable, so he's got a good eye. So congratulations for the finds for everyone.
And well, just so you guys know, here in a little bit, I will be coming on live with Tim Rathjen. We will be doing an interview over his Looksy app, which, as I stated already, the Looksy app, I've talked about it in a lot of my videos. In my opinion, it is the most useful app I have ever seen in the coin community that I can use on my phone. And there are some good apps, but this is by far, this takes the cake in my opinion. And with the updates and all the stuff that they have coming up on it, it's mind-blowing. So here in a little bit, we'll be coming at you live. So stay tuned. We're going to go get some more footage down on the floor and
go see Newman again.
Yeah, we're going to go visit Newman. Oh, I will tell you guys now, I have a new favorite sound, and I think I'm going to go record some of the audio just to make it as my ringtone or notification. but it's the sound. If you're in his warehouse at all while Newman's running, you can hear Newman and the sound of it popping those coins into its bins.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like gold to the ears. I don't know how else to word it. It's a wonderful sound. It's my newest favorite sound, the hearing of ding, 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 ding from Newman. It's so cool.
Okay there, YouTube coin community. Real quick, I wanted to talk about the Looksee app. Now, I did mention the Looksee app in a prior video. Now, if you are looking for an app to image your coins, to store those images of your coins in a collection so you can always keep track of your coins, and to be able to share those images immediately with fellow like-minded collectors, or to immediately upload them to a social platform of your choosing or email, etc., well then the Looksee app is right for you. Now, I will post links to the app down in the comments. It is free. Do keep in mind the Looksee app is 100% free. It's free to download. It's free to use. So make sure you go check it out, download it, give it a whirl. You can find me on that app. If you take an image of your coin and post that image to the chat, I might just be one of the ones to comment on it. Now, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. The more that you interact with our YouTube channel, the more it encourages YouTube to share our content with more and more people. Also by subscribing. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, click on that subscribe button. And while you are at it, click on the notification bell. That way you get notified immediately when we upload new content. Well, everyone, until next time, have fun.